Cheche Saima. Last month, Anantas shared with us about the paths of yoga, and he spoke about karma yoga. This month, we're going to go deeper into karma. And in this video today, in particular, I'm going to be speaking with you about what is karma, how karma impacts our spiritual evolution, and how karma is transformed through Seva. So I want to start by sharing an experience that I've had a couple of times, actually. I'm leading different Seva teams here in the Latin American community, the people who are participating in the Path of Seva program. And in a recent meeting with one of the teams, it was beautiful. There was such a sense of community and of supporting one another. We were talking about the different aspects of our Seva, and one person was sharing about some challenges that they were having in their life. And the others, from what I could see from a desire to be supportive, they started saying, oh, well, I can do your Seva, and I can help, and I can do this, and I can do this. And in that moment, it reminded me of something that I have learned through the years of practicing Seva under Ma's guidance and teachings. And that is that Seva is not the same as work. Seva is not work. It's a sadhana. It's a spiritual practice that clears our karma. I'll repeat that again. Seva is not work. It is a spiritual practice that clears our karma. And so I invite you to take that same scenario and maybe replace it with meditation instead of Seva. So you imagine if you're with a group of Seva team members and someone's saying that they're having some struggles in their life, and people start saying, oh, well, I'll do your meditation practice for you. Right? It doesn't really make sense when you look at it that way, because we know that most likely for that person, the best thing that they can be doing is engaged in this practice that takes their focus beyond themselves, beyond what's going on with them, and allows them to be in this energy of service. This practice that Saima has told us of Seva, which clears our karma, which transmutes our karma. So let's go into that. Let's look first, what is karma? As Anantas shared last month, karma means action. It's a Sanskrit word that means action. And Saima has taught us that action is beyond, I move this pen from here to here. That's a physical action. We can also look at our thoughts, our words, our choices, the energy that we're inside of as a state, as an emotion. All of those are actions. And so when we refer to karma, we're also referring to the law of cause and effect, which says that the action that I take, whether it's moving this pen, whether it's a thought that I have, whether it's an emotion that I'm inside of, will have an effect. It's an energy that I'm putting out that will return, that will come back to me. Now, karma has gotten so used in popular culture now that oftentimes we hear this idea of, oh, that's your bad karma, right? I'm sure you've heard it. Or something happens, you say something mean to someone, and then you stub your toe and someone says, that's bad karma. That's a very limited way of looking at karma. So I want to invite us to broaden that definition, to really give us access to the empowerment that is available inside of understanding the law of cause and effect, the law of karma. Because if we recognize and we look at every action that I take, again, thought, feeling, decision, word, physical action, is a seed that I'm planting. A seed that I'm planting in my own field, a seed that I'm planting in the energy of the world around me. And that seed will bear fruit. It will sprout. It will grow into a plant. It will give its flowers, its fruits. So that's the effect of that. That's the impact of the actions that we've taken. And so when we speak about negative karma, and when that term is used, oftentimes it means a karma that is not supporting us to get to where we want to be. We've taken an action, whether in this life or other life, that now we're bearing the fruit of that. And so what this law of karma allows us to see, the opportunity that it gives us, is to take responsibility for our life experience, to recognize what I'm experiencing now is an effect of my actions in the past. And we can choose to see that as inspiration to act in such a way that we bear the fruits of our future, that we create our life experience how we truly choose it to be. So I invite us to go beyond this idea of good or bad or negative or positive karma and look at our actions, and therefore the karma that's generated from those actions, as whether it serves us in where we want to go in our spiritual evolution. Is this action, is this seed that I'm planting through this action serving what I wish to create for myself as a state of being, as an experience in life? And so this is what allows us to be conscious in our actions and generate, in that way, a karma that is supportive. Seva often speaks about karma as heavy. And so I think of it like if we imagine we're taking a journey and we're climbing up a mountain and we have this heavy backpack. And that heavy backpack weighs us down. We can't move as quickly. Maybe it's not as joyful, the path. The same is in our path of evolution. If we have this heavy karma weighting us down, our path is not as smooth. It's not as efficient. Maybe it's not as joyful. So as you hear this, I imagine you're probably thinking, if you don't already know, how can I clear my karma? How can I lighten that heavy karma? And one of the most powerful ways that Seva has taught us to do that is through karma yoga, or Seva, selfless service. Again, I'll repeat, Seva clears our karma. It lightens that karma. It allows us to create karma that is supporting our soul, supporting our spiritual evolution. And one of the ways that Seva does that is it refocuses us in this energy of service. Seva has said that Seva helps to clear or cure, I don't think Ma uses that word, but I'll use that word, to cure the disease of selfishness. That selfishness is one of the greatest diseases of humanity. And when we serve, we're shifting our awareness from ourself, for what's going on with us, to outside, to the other, to caring for the other. And we can look at the path of Seva as a path of karma yoga, as a path of righteous action. So we're taking conscious action that generates the karma that will support us in that union, in that yoga, that spiritual evolution of merging with our own divinity. And so this month, what I'm going to invite all of us to do, I'll include myself in that, is that when we're offering Seva, that we're really inside of it as a spiritual practice. As a spiritual practice that we give ourselves to create new karma, to act in a righteous way, meaning the right use of energy. That we direct ourselves toward service, that we direct ourselves towards caring for others, that we direct ourselves toward our own evolution and the evolution of others through what we're offering. Conscious that Seva is not work. Seva is that opportunity to clear, to transmute our karma, and to create a lighter, brighter karma that serves us in our spiritual evolution. So again, this month, taking on that view, that perspective of Seva. And in each action, whether it's something as simple as writing an email or making a phone call, we are aware that we are making a choice to take an action that supports our spiritual evolution. Enjoy and blessed month.